If one of your goals is in the next year to make more money than you ever have before, then I'm going to tell you the easiest way, the fastest way, and the best way to do that is to speak. You can, as the book says, speak and grow rich. And it's never been easier than right now. And if that sounds like something exciting, if that sounds like something you'd like to learn how to do, then stick with me, because if you give me a few minutes for this video, I'm going to lay out exactly how it's done and why now, this coming year, is the best time to literally speak and grow rich. My name is Mark K. I do it all the time. I have 2 podcasts, a whole bunch of other social media outlets, and I get paid sometimes $38 for every word that I speak. It's true. I've tracked it. Sometimes I make $1, sometimes I make 10. I've made up to $38 for every word that I speak. There are people out there making $1 million just for speaking for 1 hour. And if you have a voice, you can do that too. In fact, as I always say, if you have a voice, you have a business. And last time I checked, pretty much everyone has a voice of some kind. So let me explain to you what I mean real quick. There was a book years ago that I read, and I think I have a copy in the garage somewhere, but it was a book by a woman by the name of Dottie Walters. And the book was called Speak and Grow Rich. And you may be familiar with Think and Grow Rich. You may be familiar with all of those other, similar titles. But this one was about speaking and growing rich. And because I didn't really have any other marketable skills, and because I like to talk a lot, this book really appealed to me. So I bought it and I read it. This was a long time ago, maybe 25 years ago. And back then, public speaking was a big business, still is today. But Dottie Walters' book, Speak and Grow Rich, was all about coming up with, in fact, it was like a 300. In fact, you know what? I'm going to sum it up for you in 3 lines. This book, it was about 300 some pages. It was really well done. But here were the 3 big points of Speak and Grow Rich. Number 1, come up with something worthwhile to say. Number 2, find a stage and get up on it. And number 3, get paid. That was basically it. That was the gist of the entire book. Here, I'll make it. Number 1, have something worthwhile to say. Number 2, get up on stage. And number 3, get paid. And yes, there were some other, there were a lot of other words and chapters in between. There was more to it, but this was basically the gist of the book. And this is what I took away from it. And this is what I learned to do. And the good news is this works. This simple formula works. Have something important or interesting or factual or instructional or worthwhile to say. Have something to say that somebody's going to listen to. Number 2, get up on a stage somewhere, say that interesting thing. And then number 3, get paid. Now, in the old days, the way this worked was coming up with something interesting to say was the easy part. I mean, you probably already have a lot of interesting things to say. You can probably just delve into your brain and look back at your life's work and your life's knowledge and all the things you've already learned in your life, or the work that you do every single day, or the way that you've helped people. And you could probably come up with something really interesting to say that other people would want to hear. Then you'd have to find a stage and get on it. And that was really the hardest part. The first one, number one, have something to say, easy. Number 3, get paid, easy. Number 2, this one was the tricky one, because back in the day, you would have to find a stage, and there weren't a lot of them out there. I mean, there were a lot of them, but everyone who read this book was fighting for time on the same stage. And stages usually were on the weekend. They were usually in different cities. You would have to, first of all, find a stage, convince somebody to put you on it. You'd have to put together some kind of package. You'd have to have some kind of experience. You'd have to usually sign some kind of deal where you gave them a cut of the profits that you would make from all the stuff that you sold while you were on that stage. And you'd have to get on a plane and fly somewhere, and you were away from your family, and there were massive delays because of the government shutdown. You had to stay in a hotel, and the fire alarm went off in the middle of the day, and then you got delayed on the way home, and they lost your luggage. And that was the worst part. Actually going physically to the stage, standing up there and talking on it. Well, when I say this is the best time to use your voice to make money, to turn your words into wealth, to turn your content into cash flow, I mean it, because now the biggest stage in the entire world is right here. The biggest stage in the entire world is right here in your hand. If you have one of these, you have immediate access to the biggest stage ever created, a stage that billions and billions of people worldwide are watching. You can get up on the stage whenever you want, wherever you want. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to stay in a weird hotel. You can do all those things if you want to. But now this formula that Dottie Walters came up with all those years ago is a lot simpler because we can simply remove part 2. And now, because everybody has the biggest stage in the world right here in their hand, all you have to do is have something to say and then get paid. Have something to say and then get paid. Thanks to this contraption right here. And that is what hundreds of thousands of people are doing every single day on all kinds of platforms. And you probably know that because you watch them. If you're watching me right now, you are watching me on the world's biggest stage. And I didn't have to go anywhere to do it. I'm in my home right now. My bedroom's over there. My front lawn's over there. I'm 15 seconds. In 15 seconds, I can be at my pool. If I wanted to, 15 seconds from right now, I could be kicking it in the pool because the stage is no longer far away. The stage is right there in your hand. So if you've got something to say, and if you want to get paid, then it's never been easier than it is right now. And this coming year, it's going to get even easier. The way this works is because of the economy. And I'm not talking about inflation. I'm not talking about the stock market or investments or anything like that. I'm talking about the actual economy that we live in. And there's various different stages of various different economies. In fact, when this country, and I'm in the United States of America, so it's pretty much the same for every country, but I'm going to use the United States as the example because that's the one that I know. When the United States was founded way back here in the 1700s, it was an agrarian economy. And that meant that if you wanted to get rich, if you wanted to be powerful, if you wanted to have the most money, then you had to have land and you had to have livestock. This is going to be some kind of, I don't know even what kind of animal that is. It's a horse or a cow or something. But if you had land and you had livestock and you had animals, then you were rich. And the more land you had and the more things you could grow and the more crops you could harvest and the more animals you could raise, the more money you would make and the more power you would have. It was an agrarian society. Everybody wanted more land. Then as we went on in our history, the Industrial Revolution came about. And let me find, I think I got some, do I have a brown one? I thought I do. I have a brown one over here. I'm going to use brown for the Industrial Revolution. Then all of a sudden, it became about industry and manufacturing, and the robber barons and everybody who had the money were the people who could build the factories and they could build the railroads. Here's a train, with the smokestack, and you get the idea. I'm not an artist, right? That's not. I speak. I don't. It's not draw and grow rich, it's speak and grow rich, although these aren't too bad for run of the mill. And so back here in the agrarian society, if you had crops and livestock, you would get money. And then as we moved into an industrial society, if you had manufacturing plants or a railroad or you made iron or whatever, then you became filthy rich. And then we moved from the industrial into the computer age. And the computer age is where all of the Michael Dells and the Bill Gateses and everybody else, the computer age, they started to make these computers and everybody had a computer and everybody had Windows and everybody had a little mouse that they would click. We still do. We still have all those things. And it was the people in the computer age who were making all the money. And then it went into the information age. The information age, the internet. That's where Mark Zuckerberg came in and the Google brothers and everybody else who created any kind of website. They started making all their cash because of information that they were able to send out there. But now we're in a totally different scenario. Now we're in something called the attention economy. The attention age. This is the economy of attention. What does that mean? It means that if you can get more attention than anyone else, you can make more money than anyone else. Attention is the new crop. It's the new railroad. It's the new computer terminal. It's the new Facebook. And anybody who has a cell phone and something good to say can get that attention. And like we say, the more attention you can get, the more money you can make. So all you have to do is get eyeballs on you. You have to get eyeballs on you. You have to get people looking at you. You have to get people listening to you. You have to get people consuming your content. And if you can get their attention, then you can get their money. And the good news of it is, the really good news is that the more attention you can get, the more money you're going to make. And if you don't believe me, just go on TikTok and look at some of the influencers. Look at some of the people on YouTube. Look at the people even on Facebook who are making mad cash. People don't even know this, but Facebook is one of the top revenue generating centers for entrepreneurs. If you have a Facebook page, and since last time I checked, there were 3.2 billion Facebook pages in the world. If you have a Facebook page, you have the ability to make money every single day. In fact, Facebook, I think I told you, is where I told you one time I got paid $38 per word. And that is 100% true. I did a Facebook video and I tabulated. I broke it all up and I broke it all down and I tabulated it. I did one Facebook video. It was about 25 seconds and I posted it. And that one Facebook video, we'll do a little play button there. That one Facebook video got me 14 million views. And for that 14 million views, I earned $2,000 from Facebook. So this was, let me put this here. This was 20 seconds. My purple's not opening. Here we go. This was a 20-second video. Okay. 20 seconds, 14 million views, $2,000. Now, I did the math, okay? And $2,000, I counted up the words. I spoke 52 words in that video. 52 words in 20 seconds, I spoke 52 words, which seems like a lot for 20 seconds. But like I said, I speak pretty fast. And we'll do a little simple division here. 52 words. Okay. $2,000. If you get out the calculator, which I think I still have one on here. 2,000 divided by, that's 20,000 divided by 52. $38.46 per word is what I made. For every word I spoke in that video, I made $38.46. And I didn't have to go anywhere. I didn't have to get on a plane. I didn't have to fight for space. I didn't have to convince somebody I was the best person to get on that stage. All I had to do was turn on this microphone, turn on this camera, post it on my phone, and wait. And the attention that I got from that video paid me $38.46 per word. And I got a lot of attention. 14 million people saw my 20-second Facebook video. If, let's say, 7 million saw it, if we do the math, I would have made $1,000. That's still pretty good. If 14 times 2, 28 million people saw it, I would have made probably $4,000, because the more attention you can get on your content, the more money you can make. But that's not the only way you can make money. Sure, you can make money from Facebook ad revenue. You can make money from YouTube. Everybody knows about that. We all know about TikTok. We all know how creators are making bang from Google AdWords or AdSense and all these other things. But there are 1,000 ways that you can speak and grow rich without having to even leave your house. There are 1,000 ways that you can make money. Programmatic ads are just one of them. And it's one of the easiest. And it's one of the things that people, like to strive for. A programmatic ad is the kind of ad that YouTube places during a video like this one. It's the kind of ad that Facebook or TikTok will place in between reels or shorts or anything else that they're promoting. And they will pay you for it. And the more people that see your content, the more they're going to pay you for it. They're partnering with you. Think about that. This is really something that a lot of people don't realize. When you create content for any of these platforms, you're not just posting, you're partnering. You're not just posting with Facebook or YouTube or TikTok. You are partnering with Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. Because here's what happens, okay? Here's what happens. When you post something on, let's use YouTube for an example. Let's say you do a podcast, because I'm a big fan of podcasts. I think a podcast plus YouTube is the dream combination. I have a signature package that I sell people for $5,000, and I teach them how to create a podcast on a podcast platform and on YouTube and combine it to bring in 5 different income streams that each earn $5,000 a month. That's $25,000 a month from a podcast plus YouTube, but I'm getting off track. So let's say you have a YouTube video and you post it, and then YouTube gets all these people. They go out there and they say, all right, look at this. We've got all, you made this video here, and this video is about, let's say, dogs, because who doesn't love a good dog video? This video that you made about dogs and you posted up on YouTube, YouTube goes, okay, we're going to go out there. We're going to find a bunch of dog lovers and we're going to bring them to you. Keep in mind, this is what happened. This is different than the way it used to be. This is different than the old days. In the old days, and when I say old days, I mean 5 years ago, 10 years ago. When we're talking about YouTube, 10 years ago is like ancient history. But in the old days, when you posted a YouTube video about dogs, then what would happen is YouTube would look at the people who already were subscribed to your channel, and they'd say, okay, all these people like you, and let's say maybe there's 500 of them. What it would do is it would just push your video out to these 500 people who already said they liked you. So you would get 500 views on that video. And maybe one of these people would share it with a friend of theirs, so then you'd get 501. And maybe another one would share it with a friend of theirs, so you'd get 2 friends, so you'd get 503. But then one of these people would unsubscribe, so all of a sudden it'd go down again. It was very difficult. And unless you were a celebrity in the early days of YouTube, you weren't getting a lot of views because YouTube wasn't partnering with you. They were just, it was like emails, like you send an email to your list, you publish a video to your list, and the people that already liked you, they got the content, and it was very difficult to find new people. But that's not how it is this year. Now in the attention economy, the YouTube algorithm has changed. It's way better. Now what happens is when you publish your dog video, YouTube finds people that loves dog videos and they bring them to you. They're no longer pushing your content out. They're pulling viewers in. And they say, you don't even subscribe to this channel, but we know that you are going to just love this channel. We know you're going to love this dog video. And that's how all of these new creators, that's how all of these new YouTubers and podcasters and people who speak and grow rich are doing it. They're creating content for YouTube, and then YouTube is bringing in the audience. That's why I say now you're partnered with YouTube. All you have to do is say something good, say something intelligent, say something important, say something entertaining, say something worthwhile that somebody is going to want to hear. Then you get up on your stage, which in this case is YouTube, and then you get paid. It's the same exact concept, but now you don't have to partner with some speaking company or some event planning company, and you have to get on a plane. You're partnering with social media. You're creating the content. They've got the audience. And if you bring them great content, they're going to tell the audience to come over here and watch you. And the more people they bring to you, the more money they bring along with it. Why? Because attention equals money. And that's why in this day and age, it is so important. It's so easy. In the next year, the easiest, the fastest, and the best way to make all the money that you desire is to speak. Speak and grow rich. Turn your words into wealth and your content into cash flow. That's what I do every single day. If you want to learn more how to do, I have another great video. I think it's here. Yeah, this video here is going to show you exactly how to get started, and it's going to show you how to get paid literally to post. And I would urge you to watch it right now.